Hello everyone, I am OriginOfChaos. Joining me is LaserTrap.
Hi, I guess now that the leaderboards are split, I technically have a world record in this game, but Origin is going to play better.
I'm gonna play a different category. I'm gonna play any percent Moonjump. What Moonjump is, we'll explain, and you will see right away when I hit play here. When you can start, let's delete our old save. And I will count down from 3 and then we'll start. So 3, 2, 1, let's go!
Yo, good luck.
There are cutscenes in this game. They are the same as the PC version, just lower resolution. And they are... You can't adjust the audio for them, so sometimes you will get jump scared by a sudden cutscene and loud noises. My apologies for that. But yeah, we can you can see I'm flying around here. This is what's called moonjumping. Really easy to do. You just hold select and your character flies upwards. It breaks the entire game because normally in this game you can't jump. So we can also use this to move through the conversations. So normally you wouldn't be able to move there, but you can move in a straight line while in a conversation like this. Here we'll fly over a trigger there, which starts another conversation. Of course, we can fly through it, but it's still faster, just not triggering it. And yeah, this game, John, LaserTrap, they play the DS version, which does not have this this moonjump glitch. So they know way more about what this game is all about.
Unfortunately, I do, and there's a lot that you're going to skip over. So, just for context, Origin, your PB is a 117, is that correct?
Yeah.
My DS PB is 3 hours and 10 minutes.
So yeah, that's the difference that being able to fly over everything of a level makes. I'm gonna be counting a lot in this level.
Yeah, so the Gringotts level here, oh boy, you really are going to count a lot because you're skipping everything. The main way that Origin moves around in the air and knows what to do is by counting his steps, because it's kind of more walking in the air. It really does just look like a cheat code, but it genuinely is just a bug that was left in the European PSP version.
Yep, very specific version you need for this.
But step counts help you to know where you are and when to drop back down to reality, just for the time being.
Yep, so when I'm flying, most of the time you will hear me go silent. That's because I'm counting all the steps. Don't worry about talking over it, that's fine. But I will have to concentrate on that. It's especially for the long flies.
About 4 minutes in that level, by the way.
I have no idea.
Because you're supposed to just go shopping for a bunch of things, and you just, yeah. Also, let's talk about how many levels there are. There are 44 levels in this game.
If you play the PC
there are
version,
16 in year 1.
Yeah.
16 in year 1, 12 in 2, 9, and then 7.
They really went overboard for this one, and that first try.
You can just All right,
that's a really difficult one to hit, though. Normally it takes a couple of tries there because there's not really a setup, just by feel, and yeah, it's really easy to fall through the world there and just die out of bounds. But we got it first try, nice.
I am reluctantly happy for you for landing that.
Magic is done like that. You activate it and then you press a certain button combination to use a certain spell. And here we just talk to a couple of people, help them out finding stuff they've lost. Neville, of course, he lost his toad, so we're going to find him. And of course, we're not going to walk up. We'll just fly.
That was a really clean Trevor catch.
Yeah. So sometimes Trevor just hops around and then you can't catch him. But you saw me also switch characters there, right? When I landed. That's to negate the character. If you land from a big height, he takes like a time to get up again. It's probably here as well. And if you switch characters, you just skip that animation and you can move way faster. This is our first lesson. We will be learning Wingardium Leviosa here. So we'll have a lot of lessons to learn all the spells. This one is just triple triangle, quite easy.
If I can mention something about the version difference now. So usually we would group like DS and PSP games kind of together. They often use similar games, but because this is such a bizarre style of LEGO game, there are so many things that are different. And so spells on the PSP version that you're seeing Origin do are by button combinations. It's all touchscreen on DS, and it is painful.
I can imagine. I've never played on DS, but that sounds horrible.
And I guess the other thing we should mention about, like, moon jumping is so powerful, but you're not actually supposed to be able to jump in this game, except for when it tells you you can jump.
Yep. That makes just getting over like really low barriers also really powerful. This is Transfiguration. This is how you do that. You make a puzzle of the thing you want to make.
It's just about the only place I can save time over you ever.
The puzzles are always the same, so it's really not difficult. It's just making sure they're placed in the correct position. You have to do this 3 times. This one becomes a chest, if I remember correctly. If you really squint your eyes, you can see the shape of the chest in this one, in this picture. And why go around when we can fly over? So there's a lot of levels, but we'll go through them quite quickly. Some levels are literally less than 10 seconds. Other levels are more than 4 minutes, but those are the exceptions.
This next one is one of those.
Yep,
yeah.
10-second ones.
Yep, 1 second IL.
Yeah.
That's the flying lesson.
But we already know how to fly.
Did you have any idea that that was the flying lesson, Origin?
Well, it's called So Am I Split, so...
Oh, okay.
And you get the title of the lesson at the end, so yeah. But that's about it. I've never played this game casually, to be honest.
This level is kind of like a Metal Gear Solid-esque thing,
Yep.
because you're supposed to go down to the other side and just dodge Filch's line of sight and then climb up over a bunch of floating furniture.
There's a couple of like stealth
key.
missions in this game. I'm gonna have to count here.
Yeah, so... Now this one, on the other hand, is where we get trolled. Okay, that was a really bad attempt at a joke. I apologize.
And I miscounted.
That's alright. So, there's a lot of jumping, like intended jumping in this level, over pillars and stuff. And then there's like a long section where Peeves actually tries to mess with you. As you'll see here, Lego Peeves actually exists. And what do you know?
He's
we skipped
gone.
that too.
Normally, you have like camera pans and stuff in this section, and in a lot of other levels. But we did some pre-run setup to make sure we don't get those. But if we complete this fight, or just this section of the fight, suddenly we will get the camera pan again. See, now the camera will follow the troll and we are locked in. We will afterwards go back into this level, not finish it, and then we get the glitch again. It's a weird one, but it works like that, and it saves a bunch of time.
Yeah, it's called the cutscene glitch or cutscene storage, and this is one that actually does work on DS as well, because they are still technically the same game, kind of. But the cutscene storage makes it so that there are more places you can walk when you're supposed to be stopped for dialogue. There are some instances, I don't know if this is the case on PSP, but some instances where you pause and you can start walking again.
I should have exited. I was spamming too hard. So now I just quit to the room of requirement here. Because we want to do the troll level again to then activate the glitch again.
Yeah, and it's done by pausing like right after the cutscene. I don't remember. Is it right? You shouldn't answer this question because you're counting. But we'll find out if you pause right after or during the cutscene. But I get the feeling you cannot pause during it.
You can pause during it. Like, you're locked. And I hit this on accident, so... Normally, if you do it correctly, you don't hit this, but I hit it twice. It happens sometimes. But,
Can I read 3 donations real quick?
Oh yeah, for sure.
We have a $30 donation from J-Nick saying $30 for 6 hits on the run. GG. Thank you, J-Nick. We have $50 from Core that says LSW3 any percent gonk, which means that the final goal of the marathon, the gonk run at the very end, has been met. And a $50 donation from Corey saying pixels. Thank you, everybody.
Seriously, everyone has been popping off with the donations so far this LEGOthon. Thank you so much.
As you saw, I quit out after the first cutscene of the fight. If you don't finish that, then yeah, now the camera pans don't work anymore. Well, some do, but most of them don't. And here we learn Incendio, setting things on fire. Always fun.
I think you're kind of on fire with this run right now, Origin.
Ayo. Most of the levels you can just spam through the end card. Some of the levels, like the troll one, you want to exit after. Sometimes it's because otherwise you soft lock. Sometimes it's because you need to do the level again. But yeah, you'll see me exit a couple of times more. Now we will learn how to make potions, but first we need to collect all 3 ingredients.
So this is one of the runs, one of the levels in the run, where you can't really speed it up that much just by having the Moonjump power. All you do is avoid opening that locked door, which you have to go over it 3 times. Anyway, so it's not like opening it would be that much of a time loss. But potion brewing, Origin actually told me he quite enjoys, so...
It grows on you. So this is literally like a cooking simulator. You grab the ingredient, and then now I'm mashing it. Like,
yeah, and you can see the recipe he's following is on the left-hand side of the screen. So now he's going to add the purple thing, cut it with a knife, stir it clockwise, and it should look orange.
Like that. It's quick time events, if you want to do it quickly. Just press the button that shows up. And sometimes
Snape
move
also
your
offers
controller.
you his sincerest congratulations.
Knowing Snape, those aren't very sincere.
No.
This is a very fun level. You won't see a lot of the level because, yeah, blink and it's over.
Oh, now that's just mean. You okay?
And
All right.
that's
I
a
mean,
level.
it's not the. Okay.
It's not just fly over one door, but it's basically just fly over 3 doors.
I mean, that isn't the longest level. It's definitely on the shorter side without those skips, but still,
Oops.
I can still be jealous. Oop. All right.
If you
Here you go.
land inside a wall, you just fall through. So sometimes that will happen on accident. And there you can see I'm moving a little bit while talking. Now we need to skip through all the dialogue there before we can enter. Here as well,
Yep.
a bit of dialogue. And here's another one that isn't allowed to notice us, but we can just fly over him and then...
So there's actually a cool trick, if I can talk about it, where you actually kill Filch by clipping him through the ground on DS, but you know, you have this other epic trick that you can use to get you through the run.
Yep. It's just hitting this door.
Yeah, you clipped yourself through the ground that time.
There we go. And this is a really long one, so I need to focus.
Yeah, this is... I don't actually know what the intended solution is because I do have a small skip for it myself. But there's something about getting like different colored books and stuff, and yeah, there's a lot. You're meant to push down a bookcase, climb up the bookcase to get to the door at the end that Origin just went through with ease.
This is our last lesson of year 1. The Lumos charm. Which is useful.
Unfortunately, you do have to... Oh, sorry.
Yeah, because when it's dark you move very slowly, so we
Yeah,
will
and
use this
unfortunately-
quite a bit.
Even if you moved at a normal speed, the events on the outside actually don't even spawn, I guess, if you're in the dark here.
Yep,
So you do have to use them.
but we'll try and preserve our Lumos all the way through here. Quickly jump on here. By this time this potion has spawned, so we grab it. We get stuck on the harness there a bit, and then we kill this guy to get the 3rd potion. And now we
If
can
you're
go back
wondering
to...
if you're wondering why we collect potions, it's because that's how we show Flitwick that we can use the spell.
yeah, he just gives us a quest to do, where we have to use the spell. But that was the lesson. And now it's, yeah, basically the final parts of the story in year 1. If you've seen the movies or read the books, you will know what comes next. First, of course we need to go...
Do you even have to go into the forest at all?
Yes. But you won't see a lot of the forest. Well,
Or
you
don't
will
go
get a
into,
bird's
like,
eye
the
view
maze.
here.
Yeah, so
This
I mean,
one is
already
just...
before he's doing this is a big skip.
That's a visual cue that I missed.
So yeah,
Oops.
that's all right. Oh, fell into the river.
Let's try this one.
There, even before this point, there's like a kind of a Lost Woods-esque puzzle that you're meant to go through,
There we go.
and I mean, you can see it enough that he's skipping a lot.
Yeah. You won't get spoiled for the gameplay at all by watching this run.
Yeah.
Here, I want to aim
sure
for
enough.
a very precise angle, and I think I absolutely messed it up, because now I'm out of bounds. And while in the cutscene state, you can't respawn, so you will see me die here, and then, okay, respawn here.
You can even skip that section. Wow. Okay.
You can, if you don't die there. But now on to the last level of year 1. And that starts with my least favorite section of this game, probably.
Yeah, so I mean, if you were jump scared enough by the sound of the cutscenes, you're gonna love the sound that you'll be hearing for the next minute as Origin gets chased by Fluffy.
Yep. If you die here, you can get hit 4 times, so it's not a very difficult one, but if you die here, you have to start all over. And that's for the entire level.
Can I read a quick donation?
For sure, it's gonna take a
We
while
have
here.
a $50 donation from Core, and with that, we have met our secret incentive to add a 2-pixel gap between the game and the side of the screen. So, without further ado,
That's cool.
Congratulations, everyone, you did it. You've overthrown him.
enjoy.
Now you can just jam out to the... Oh, not yet. Well, you're done. I didn't even notice.
Yep.
You were already jamming out to the constant beeps.
And in the next room, there's a potential softlock. It's been a while since I hit it, so let's hope I don't. But yeah, if I hit that, I need to restart the level and do this again, so let's not. There's like some rooms behind this wall where you can get stuck in, but we hit the trigger perfectly. Also here, this is the chess room. We won't do that. Where did the camera go there for a second? But
Our version of chess skip is pretty easy.
this one is easy, pretty easy as well. I went the long way around here. But yeah, here is the fight with Quirrell. First he talks to us and we find the stone in the mirror. And then this is the fight. We need to wait until the objective thing, like the sound plays, otherwise you get softlock there if you light the candle or the brazier too early. It's a great, well-made game.
Yep.
Also, this guy sometimes gets stuck behind those cracks. And here it's just
Yes, that's a big part.
he shoots at you, and I accidentally.
Oh, you stunned him. Huh.
Yeah, I accidentally stunned him. If you. There we go.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's no way to speed up this fight, even with our
Yep.
powerful Moonjump.
And
And I guess, since someone has asked in chat, can I explain Moonjump again?
for sure.
Yeah, you can fly, yeah, it's a thing. On the PSP version, not on the DS. In a game where you're not really supposed to jump at all, because it's a completely different LEGO style in the first place, you can hold select, and you can walk through the air. You can just keep gaining height. It's pretty silly.
You will see it in the next next level for sure. But that was year 1.
Yes.
We made it through the longest year. The years only get shorter as they go on.
They fly now, that's right.
Let's get out of those way too loud cutscenes. This
Right,
is
so, I
like
mean-
a big fetch quest.
Yeah, and you can see the effects of Moonjump straight away. Like, going over that wall is one thing, but even just getting up on the table early there is an effect of it, because, again, you shouldn't be jumping.
So we need to collect 5 things and then place them in the correct place, like the leprechaun goes outside there. There's something on the roof here. I have no idea how you would get on the roof without flying, but maybe laser
There are
trap.
ways. They're just slow.
Fair enough.
I have actually gotten stuck on that fence by walking off the roof before. Fun fact.
That's all the artifacts collected. Now we just need to place them. The last one is up here. Oh. If I can hit the trigger here. And there's a door. This is not faster, but just as fast. And it's more fun. And that is that quest done, and now we need to denome the garden here. So it's
Best
a
one. Do you
bit of
just
a-
spin the control stick for this?
Yep.
Oh boy,
It's
I'm
a-
excited.
bit of a mini game here.
Yeah, we got a Mario Party 1 style minigame here.
The harder you
Olympic
throw
hammer
them,
throwing rod.
the more studs you get, but of course we just let them go as fast as possible for the speedrun. And those golden hats are like the collectibles for the levels. As you can see, there's like 220. We collect one in the entire run. We just got it.
So do you have to do any of the shop here? No, no, I see you already flying. All right.
Yep. If there's a trigger behind the door, we will hit it by flying. And
You
most doors
spend,
have
like,
the triggers.
3 minutes in the shop, I swear.
And here we will just fly over every obstacle. We will stay flying here a bit so we don't hit that guy waiting there. Because he will try to talk to us. And that is the level.
Wow. Wow, okay. That takes me almost 5 minutes usually, just so you know.
That is longer than the longest level I will do in this run.
I know, I have some levels that take me like 12 though.
This one has a fun skip though. Let's see if I can hit it. Well, I can hit it, but let's see if I can hit it first try. Well, the first one is just going over this door.
Very
Nothing
nice.
special about that. But here we will try and get to 2 platforms below us. So we will fly over here and then we hit the first platform, so we need to do it again. And that's the platform we need to hit.
That's pretty cool. I like that one.
Here we will get stuck, so we need to angle ourselves correctly. I think I'm a bit angled to the right, but yeah, we can just
It's so
jump
funny
through
to
the
watch.
hallway while this whole cutscene is playing. And then once it ends, we are very close to the door. We need to wait until the screen goes black and then again, and then we can exit the level. That was Mrs. Norris that got petrified, by the way. We're going really fast through the conversations, but just so you know where we are in the story. And
Well,
Harry
where are
got
we in
hit
the
by the
story
blunder,
now? Yeah.
and we need to
This is-
make the potion to fix him.
Yeah, this is one of the most bizarre choices for a level that they could have had in this game. Because they don't have anything to do with like going after Dobby as you play on PC. Instead, you go and get the ingredients to make Harry's Skelegro, when in fact Skelegro is canonically a very difficult potion to make that I don't think anyone ever is mentioned as making.
Here we need to that cabbage, that carrot eating cabbage, is one of the ingredients. So we need to feed it a lot of carrots so it gets big enough. And then walk over it so the animation of it actually eating the carrot gets skipped. And then now we can magic it in cabbage. The Chinese chomping cabbage. I
did
still
not
hit
know
that.
that
I
was
thought
his name.
I overshot it. Okay. So the second ingredient is 3 pufferfish.
There is actually an extra ingredient, but you skipped it by not doing the first room outside of the hospital.
Oh yeah. Because there the trigger is active, but in the last room the trigger is not active if you don't get the cabbage. And this one doesn't have a trigger. The trigger is grab the 3 pufferfish. But now we have all the ingredients, or the game thinks we have, and we can end the level. Not only is the graphics of those cutscenes like bad quality, the sound is as well, and you can't even lower it. It's really bad. Here,
So get ready for another 1 second level.
if I can hit it here, I overshot. So we won't be skipping through the dialogue there. Also,
Dueling Club
you could have
section is
followed
also 3
on the
minutes.
minimap, because that's where I was looking for. If you and you want to quit out of the game after that level, because it soft locks this level.
What?
Yes, as you can see, Hermione needs to spawn, and Hermione didn't spawn last time.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
a weird one.
Yeah. It really breaks the game, flying around. So this is the polyjuice. We will be making polyjuice potion, and first, of course, we need to grab ingredients. The first one is all these leaves next to the blast and its coot or whatever that is.
Fire crab, I believe he says. This one is 6 or 7 minutes, depending on how well you play without the Moonjump skips. It's got a couple of really hard tricks even to speed it up so that it's shorter than what it would be. And yet, where it matters most, you're going to see that funky Moonjump coming out. The leeches here, you can only grab them under the invisibility cloak. And movement with it is slow. What? You can walk on water. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Good to know.
But every time you get on the land, you need to fly over again, because it's a one-way trigger. Oops, there we go. But you can indeed walk over that water. And now we need to go to Snape's storeroom to get the remaining ingredients. Normally this is also like a stealth level, but who needs stealth? You can do that.
Snape Escape is my favorite PlayStation era game.
And these are cutscenes you can't skip, sadly enough. So we will just have to watch Snape walk around a bit. Now we will blow something up to distract him. And then be ready here, because he's gonna drop a key. Right there. And that's the key we need to the locker that holds the last ingredient. In here. And now you can see on the minimap, I'm moving towards the exit there. So I'm perfectly placed to exit, like that. And more potion brewing. Making the polyjuice potion now. There we go. Nice and quickly. This is gonna be a cutscene, but luckily not a loud one. I think this as well is a very long level without Moonjump. I will be quiet here because I need a count, but we're gonna skip it all, basically.
Yeah, rub it in. So, it's a... For some reason, the Slytherin common room is an absolute maze. And there's all kinds of puzzles, and including, like, at the end, you go into the dark, and then you do a bunch of block pushes, which is everyone's favorite LEGO mechanic. Still made its way into this game.
But,
Instead...
Yep, you just count 17 steps, and it's more like 17 and a half. If you really want to pinpoint the trigger there, but yeah, quite easy with Moonjumps. This is Revelio, so when there's like a green glow around you, it means there's a hidden object, and then you can cast Revelio. That's also a spell that catches you out because you're trying to do something else, but then you accidentally cast Revelio and lose time. Especially the last level of the game has a lot of things like that. But yeah, normally you have to walk around there and look for where their spots are, but of course they're always in the same space, so not too difficult. This is where that cutscene was Hermione getting attacked, and then
now we're Tom Riddle.
Yeah, and then Harry going into the diary of Tom Riddle. So now we're chasing Aragog, basically.
So if you
There's
had
an
to
out of
guess,
bounds
Arjun,
trigger height there.
if you had to guess, how long do you think this level usually is?
If you're asking me, probably like 7 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I'd call it 6, 5, somewhere around there.
In this level, we can't switch, so we really want to not get those staggers. I got one there. It's too bad. Also, this level speeds up a lot with the cutscene glitch, because normally there's like a camera pan for every time the spider moves, but now we can already move while the spider is moving and anticipate where the next spot is going to be that we need to trigger.
Looks like you unfortunately do have to chase the spider around in order for the loading zone to be active.
Yes, because the spider going through here triggers it, not me. And there's like some more dialogue after that and stuff. It's only when there's like a physical trigger that is hittable, because sometimes there's probably a trigger that's just not hittable. That is Descendo. We skip the whole level, but we need to exit out here because otherwise it doesn't work.
I honestly did not even register that that was another level that time.
Blink and you miss it. On the PC version, this is my least favorite level. On the PSP version, it's one of my favorite levels, this one.
We are, of course, following the spiders at this point, and...
We're not following a lot of spiders, we're hopping from platform to platform here.
I tell you what, I
Here,
don't think there
this
are
is a
many
specific
spiders to
one.
follow.
4, 5,
There are
6,
some
7.
spiders you should be fighting, but
And I completely missed the trigger there. Oh well.
Mr. Chaos doesn't have to. This is a room in which you're supposed to kind of lure a fire crab around the room so that it destroys the web, in which Origin will now fly over.
Yep. And now we are in the Aragog arena. And Aragog wants to eat us. But we say no.
You can actually soft lock, however, if you're too quick, but I'm hoping that's not an issue on PSP.
It is, but
Oh, it
I
is?
found a way around it. So as long as you wait on the bottom floor until the spider is targeting you again, you will not soft lock. Just have to wait a bit.
Interesting.
So like you said, just don't be too fast. Every time he attacks, we will open the map, so we don't get damaged. And that way we will end the fight on exactly 1 heart. And we won't lose health to dying. Time to dying. And one last time. Poor Aragog, we're just destroying his axe. That
One
was a bit
last
louder.
level in year 2.
But yes, that was the penultimate level of year 2. Now we are going
Chamber of Secrets.
to Chamber of Secrets.
Which would be the longest level that
Again, we
we've
need
played
to
to this point.
I am forgetting a couple of quit outs, but yes, we also soft lock in this level if we don't quit out. We get stuck in a conversation we can't skip, and the box doesn't go away, so. But now the conversation doesn't even play.
You do actually need to put up all of the, what's his name, Lockhart paintings in order for that key to spawn, unless you have ultimate power.
Which we do.
Chamber of Secrets genuinely takes 8 minutes on a good day without flight.
It has some pretty difficult flying, but definitely not. It does save a very large amount of time, as you will see. As you already saw. That was quite loud. This is a very precise one.
I do love watching the character
I
on
think.
the map
Ooh,
just zoom all over. Nice
that
work.
was too close for comfort. Yeah, these barriers, very easy. Just fly over them.
They get pretty time consuming when you can't fly over them. And here, the perspective is really weird on that because it looks like he's going way higher and
Oops.
skipping way more. But no, he's just here going to fly over the water instead of doing the intended jumps. But he's also going to go over the barrier at the end.
Yep. And then we just walk to the next room. And as well in this room, of course. What did you think?
So the basilisk is one of the parts that I'm most jealous of you getting to skip. Because, I mean, you skip everything. There's a long jumping sequence where it makes you go back and forth a few times before you can even... See, you don't even have to put the sword in the snake's head. The snake
No,
isn't
the
even
snake
there.
isn't
You just
there.
have to get the sword out.
Yep. And that is here too.
Huge. And even
Chronologically,
though
we're
that's-
in the halfway point. For this run, we're over halfway.
because there are only 16 levels left and we have completed 28. Hogwarts Express. You may notice we're actually playing this level. You may not see that tomorrow.
We're not playing this level. Or parts of it, at least, but we're skipping a lot of it as well.
Well, I mean, you get to see the Hogwarts Express. That makes a difference to the PC version.
I'm already shooting these guys. They will annoy me later on, so I just like to get rid of them already. You heard we switched there, so we can already move once we hear that. A bit of blind walking there. And this is where we first encounter the Mentors. The Mentors are, like, Expecto Patronum is the worst, the absolute worst spell. Because you need to shoot, and then it needs to register that, and then you need to activate the spell, and then do the code. But activating the spell is the same as skipping dialogue. So, especially in this section where there's dialogue overlapping, you really are just activating the spell and deactivate it again constantly.
Also, fun fact, cutscene storage also saves a minute at the end there by having that gate open to go see Harry. If you're not quick enough, Harry isn't actually spawned there, so you do have to kind of book it to the back. Otherwise, you'll have to defeat the Dementors.
Yes. Well, we just fly over it. So we don't
Oh,
even spawn the Dementors in. We fly over the trigger there. But we do need to fight the first Dementors, otherwise Harry doesn't spawn. We don't want to play this level, so we don't. That's the
You
Boggarts.
kind of did that twice in a row.
Yes. First, Care Magical Creatures with Bugbeak. And now the Boggarts. Ridiculous, I guess. This
Okay, so
is a
Hogsmeade.
longer level that you can't just skip.
Oh yeah, this is a longer level. Is it what? Do you spend 3 minutes here?
Well, we'll see.
Try 12.
Oof.
Is this? I'm not joking. You seriously spend 12 minutes. I don't know. My gold might be 11 at this point, but
This is one of the longest levels in this run, but yeah, it's really not comparable to non-Moonjump categories.
that's interesting. I didn't realize you could actually lose Lumos. Maybe that's an effect of jumping.
Yes. Oh. That okay.
All right.
That didn't look good for a second. So here we need to clear the path so Invisible Harry can go through, because he shouldn't be in Hogsmeade, of course. We just came through the tunnel, and in this game, Fred and George are with him, just like in the PC version, to be honest. But now that that's cleared,
There is actually kind of a
can exit
common
here.
soft lock in this level as well, where if you do the events of that room out of order to how the game thinks you should, the door
Yes.
won't open at the end.
yes. So this snowball fight, I don't like it. Like these mini
It's
games,
pretty bad.
like the easiest
On
way
the plus
is
side, you get
just-
to use buttons for it.
Yes. Wait, you don't?
No, I don't. The only buttons I get to use in my game is the control pad. Everything else is done on the touch screen.
And I missed the last one. There we go. Oops.
And then after that, Draco comes along and decides he wants to fight too, so you gotta throw 3 at him. That's pretty
Only
jank.
1 health. But if you hit him right when he's throwing, he doesn't throw. And he just grabs another one, so.
That was clean enough, as you can usually hope for.
So,
And you think there's a cutscene. Yeah, the level must be over, but no.
of course not. We still need to make our way to the 3 broomsticks.
That's like the halfway point on DS.
Oh no,
But-
it's almost over now.
Yeah, because so you're supposed to clear the melted way there, or melt the snow so you can leave, and then in this room you're supposed to give everyone carbon monoxide poisoning.
Yep, we still do
Oh,
that.
you actually do that.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so
We
you
just
have
fly to the roof, but
build. Yeah, in order to go enjoy a drink at the 3 broomsticks with Invisible Harry.
first
no,
we
they
need
don't
to
wanna
scare
let-
everyone away.
Yeah, they don't even want to let you youngsters in, so you have to sneak in after filling the building with gas that will kill you.
Yes. There's even a werewolf in there. And that was Hogsmeade. On we go to Harry learning how to do a Patronus, but again, we already know that. We've done it before,
Ah,
so...
Alicia.
That room is very easy to get out of.
The rest of year 3 is such a drag as well.
Oh,
like
yes.
After
A couple of difficult
so
flies
this level
and
is
difficult levels.
going after Peter Pettigrew, and as predicted, yep, you're gonna just skip over this room. Do you do a lot of flying in basically all of this level, or is there anything you do have to do?
We need to get the password here,
Okay. Yeah.
because the trigger isn't active without it. So we need to clear 3 paintings here, and as a thank you for cleaning the rubbish in front of them, they will tell us 1/3 of the password each. That's 2, and then that's the 3rd one. Now we can go and go to this door here and say the password to get through.
Something
this
to do
is a
with
long one, yeah.
Sugar, I don't remember. All right, yeah. So this is another room. There's so many parts of this level in particular where you're actually supposed to fight a bunch of boggarts that come out of
That's
the
probably way
wardrobes.
too far, yeah, okay. I lost my counter. That's on me.
And there are like stealth sections in this level as well, because you're not supposed to be up at this time of night. But instead,
The next section is quite a difficult stealth section, even with moonjumps, because this is so difficult to moonjump that a lot of it I just walk and moonjump here to just get out of his vision there. On the minimap you
Yeah.
can see the vision of these guys.
yeah, and you do have to activate little checkpoints in this level for the loading zone to be active, or in this room. The checkpoints are based on like where you can find
That
Peter
guy is stuck on the door.
little map. Yeah.
So we have to fly over him there. But yeah, that went great. In practice, that room was giving me a lot of problems. I got caught a lot of times by the prefects there.
Potter.
Now we get caught by Snape, but Lupin saves us. And that's that level done. Now it's on to Shrieking Shack, and sorry for that. That was a quite loud one. For people who play the PC version, we don't skip the Angry Tree here. Thank God. We just have to fight him. So there's these branches. We need to stand into the shadow. Let the first branch come down. It attacks us. We attack back. And then the second branch we need to stun first. Before we can beat. And that's it. The first of 2 boss fights in this level, and this one was
yeah,
by
if you
far the
thought that
better
was
one.
a boss, if you thought that was a boss fight of all time, you ain't seen nothing yet. There is a potion in this room, and it looks like it is not necessary.
It is very much not necessary. Also, who needs a ladder? We just fly to where the ladder should be, and the trigger is there. As well with the stairs. As well with this door. And this is the longest boss fight in this game by far. It's just a lot of waiting around and shooting this guy. It's 6 times we have to do this?
Yeah, and it feels like it takes longer to wait each time. I guess I can take the time and Justin can jump in if he wants to, but we have, as he points out in the chat, that we have added a new incentive for the LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga race tomorrow. There will be a Crash the Game 4 different ways race. And we have also, because you guys have been really awesome, we have sneakily updated some of the incentives to be a higher bar to hit. But we believe in you. You've been really awesome so far. Showcase, okay, not a race. Meanwhile, back in the Shrieking Shack,
We are still fighting
Scabbers
Peter
is
Pettigrew.
hidden again. And he goes to a different place every run. Just for the record, you can't just wait at one of them. You kind of have to track where he goes to. And he runs around, and sometimes, honestly, it's better to just stun him.
I just stand in the middle and see where a thing comes out, and then like the book, and now I know next thing is the bookcase. But of course he needs to get up first before we can hit him. And I think that's it, if I counted correctly. There we go. But that's not level
Even
yet.
though it looks like he got away.
Well, the cutscene shows he didn't.
Yeah, I know. And also there's still kind of a lot to do in this level, but thankfully we can skip through the rest of that.
Yes.
Say we, it's just Origin, I don't get to.
I overshot that. I try in one fly to get over the water and into this cutscene. It's gonna be a loud one. Yep, there we go. That one really sneaks up on you. That was Shrieking Shack, and now the Dementors took Sirius, and we need to go save him. And this is Dumbledore giving Hermione the idea of using the time turn. And we can move around a bit to try and get closer to the door. There we go. Here we need to take some ingredients for
It's a potion that grows some of the stuff in
Yes.
the pen over there.
oops.
That was quite some range on that
Yeah.
spell.
And now we make the potion. Oops. I
The
missed.
point of
I missed
the
one.
potion in this case is that you're supposed to go invisible and kind of lure something over to whatever it is that grows it. I think it's like a fertilizer potion.
Yes.
Potion.
It's like some sort of fertilizer. For
But the thing that
mushrooms.
you're moving with it is going to distract McNair so that you can go and free Buckbeak.
Yes, and unfortunately we still have to do that, even with our flying skills.
That is absolutely tragic.
This is a bit of a slower part of the run, and this is also the longest level of the run, incidentally.
Yeah,
Because there's a lot of
it
rooms
is.
after this as well.
It will never not be a drag. Even if you fly over stuff, I can imagine like this level just doesn't know when to end either.
So we have exploding mushrooms, and we need to lure McNair away from Bugbeak using these exploding mushrooms. There's no way to speed this up. Of course, we can just fly away here, but we still need to wait until McNair despawns before we can shoot Bugbeak free here. Otherwise, he will notice us and we will lose time. We've got the key. And we will use this key to get Bugbeak out of here. Because there was a big slab of meat in that chest, basically. That lures Bugbeak out. Of course, we never opened the door here, because we just flew over. So Bugbeak actually doesn't get out in our game. And we never see it again, so he's still locked up.
Because this level takes the entire time that you've gone back in time with a time turner, there's also the section where Lupin turns into the werewolf and they try and free the others. There isn't a section where Harry casts the Patronus out on the Dementors on the lake. Instead, they just made the Lupin section go as long as they could.
I messed up again. Oh well, let's just go around. It's not that much longer. You can skip over this with a fly that I just forgot, then you land here with him now. But that's all fine. We can still fly over all of these things.
For some reason, like one of the recurring, or throughout this level, you're supposed to be collecting pieces of a gramophone, which you would build in the previous room that Origin just jumped over.
That's a very tricky jump. I'm glad I made it. Because it's a very narrow corridor to land on.
Yep. And there's Lupin.
He's chasing you, so you better. I think he gets stuck behind that thing, to be honest. Yeah, this part you have to be really careful to not go out of bounds because you can soft lock.
Oh boy.
But luckily we're out of there. And we can go to free Sirius here.
You certainly can just go free him, can't you? Alright.
Overshot it a bit, but that was no problem. The goal is there to land directly into the trigger, of course.
And if you don't do that, there are a lot of Dementors waiting to fight you in this level. It's nowhere near as long as the previous three, and also Hogsmeade can be. But it's still not a short one, ordinarily. Year 3, basically Year 3 is nothing but extremely short and extremely long levels, and then there's just this one that is somewhere in between on the end.
But we're already in the last room here.
The only Dementors you actually have to fight in this level, huh?
Yep. Oh, these things always kill me. the fire they shoot is really damaging. But that was year 3.
All right, GG.
We
GG on
freed
year 3.
Sirius.
Honestly, we'll be kind of zooming through to the end now that we're in year 4.
Yep, the shortest year.
Only 7 levels, more ridiculous flying skips. And
Yeah,
what better
the
way to
ridiculous
fly
flying
through
skips
than,
never stop.
what better way to represent flying than at the Quidditch World Cup, except we don't get to see much of that.
No,
Because
the Quidditch itself.
it's already done.
Also not sure if you see a lot in the cutscene, probably not. No, even in the PC version you don't see it.
You go completely over. Yeah, you don't have to do anything there. Don't have to rescue any of the Weasley family. Completely over the fire. And now, because of the cutscene glitch this time, when he lands where Harry is,
Like here.
he's not going to have to fight nearly as many of them. Because Harry gets up pretty quickly.
This is where I like to use the stun, because then you one-shot stun enemies. Like that. But stunning in this game happens by just twirling your character around, so sometimes it can happen on accident if you just turn around. Not the best mechanic. Yeah,
Couple of really short lessons in a row now.
but still some lessons. This is the summoning charm. Now we need to get all the way to the other side of the room. You already know how we're gonna do that. That's...
You will see this room again in the very next level.
Yep. Because even if it's year 4, apparently this game decided to get OWL revision.
I have no idea why this level is called Unlocking OWL, more commonly known as OWL revision.
Yeah. No idea either.
Because Hermione teaches you a new spell here, and it's Hermione as well, because
Yes.
the canon is that Hermione helps Harry to practice a summoning charm, but instead they have her teach Harry Alohomora.
Which opens locks.
And then at the end, it doesn't actually matter which order you open these doors. The last one you open, the key will, or
Yep.
your item will be behind.
It's like a baton, yeah. This
Okay.
wall is always higher than you would expect. But that was that level. Weirdly named, but we learned Alohomora.
Do you use Alohomora at all in this run?
I don't think so.
Oh,
Where would you
there
use it?
go. To unlock doors that you jump over. The first task, this is exactly... Wow, you really just fell into nothing.
Yep, the trigger is
You
just
can't see what's
out there.
happening at this point. You couldn't see what was happening right there because that's kind of an effect of the cutscene storage glitch
Yep.
that was done way back after he went into the Mountain Troll level a second time.
Way
It
back in
also
year 1.
just centers the camera in cutscenes, so if the camera is supposed to move, you have no clue what's going on.
There's a couple of places where that happens. Also, there is another scroller in this level, and also the camera in the beginning and the end will be quite skewed. Yep. To be expected.
that gate is probably one of the examples of a low Amora. I could be wrong, but I believe you're supposed to dodge the fireballs while casting that.
Here I will attempt to land on the broom. Exact. Perfect.
All right. Oh, he's just gonna fly away, and it'll be another instance of just like we saw running away from Fluffy. It'll just be another instance.
You see the
This
broom
one
there
is-
at the on the floor as well.
This one is a tiny bit harder because you have, as well as dodging the oncoming obstacles.
Yeah, he shoots a lot.
He shoots a lot of fireballs and
You can make him hit those things, which is fun.
yes, the fireballs are a tiny bit harder to dodge than Fluffy's biting heads. 3 of them. Unfortunately, this time there's no instances of the beeps being like continuous towards
No.
the end.
It
They do.
stays on this difficulty, to be honest.
Oh, they tried to add 2 places at once there.
And here
How do you dodge that?
they will just fly out of camera and something happens, we don't know what. I actually have never seen what happens there. But that was the first task. So, for people who know the story, now we have the golden egg. And to learn what hint the golden egg has for us, we need to go to the bathroom. And listen to it underwater. But there's no water in the bath. So that's what this level is about. Fixing the bathroom.
Yeah, you can even fly with Myrtle. I
Yep.
mean, you would think that makes sense, right? But you can't run the bath right now because, I don't know, I guess someone snuck into the prefect's bathroom and ruined it. All the pipes are not quite right. So, yeah, we land on an upper ledge because
That's
the
difficult to
bathroom
land
is extremely huge. Now that we've fixed the pipes, we can go back and take a bath in, you know, a swimming
First
pool.
we need to place another pipe. And we will do that falling. There, the pipe is placed while we were falling. And now we just need to wait until we can build the taps to fill the water. Here they are.
And that is
Warm water
just about,
and cold
yeah.
water.
This is what ends the level, having the taps turned on. There's some text with Myrtle, I believe. Yes, of course.
Myrtle wanting to creep a bit.
We should call her Flirtle.
Ew. Your jokes are getting better.
Thanks.
This is better than the troll one.
I know. I wasn't trying with that one. And I mean, I
You
didn't
were
have
trying with this one?
Flirtle- I didn't have Flirtle pre-prepared for this run, but my split, I like to have different split names than just
Taking
the
a
level,
route
so my
through
split
here that
there
I
is-
never took before, but it works out.
Yeah, it seems to
To be honest, this was an easier route than the one I take. It's quite difficult to
Then it
find
worked well.
spots where you can land there, because there's short, like, narrow corridors, and if you go out of bounds, you just fall through.
The second task and the third task are the last 2 levels, so this is the penultimate level,
Yes.
and always the easiest ones for me to forget what to do.
Quite
There are
straightforward.
still some skips.
There's just go to the end and fly over. Is basically the strategy in every level.
We're moon swimming now.
with just swimming upwards, basically. But yeah, normally you need to save 3 prisoners, but or 2. I don't actually know, because we only saved the last one, which is this one.
Yeah, the swim over the wall there was actually pretty big in terms of a time save. And now we just have
Until last
a
level.
mess. I'll be honest, it's a mess.
It's a mess.
Even in PSP when we have great power,
Because
we know the power of the dark side.
this this whole level is basically built as a maze, so you need to solve the riddles before you know which corridor you need to go in for the next room.
And it's not even a case of, oh, why don't you just guess and take the RNG time loss that way? No, you do actually have to complete the objectives before the loading zone will be active if you want to. Oh.
That's the first time in a long time that I made a mistake there in one of these.
I won't make a comment about Chimkin's bookcase abilities in
But yeah,
LEG1.
the trigger also only spawns once the snake decides where to go. So we really do need just to follow the snake. There's no other option.
We don't follow spiders in this run, but we do have to follow snakes. This
Yes.
room is really a mess, also. But it's not as much of a mess as the last one. But
Accidentally went through the passage.
do you have any idea where you are right now?
Nope, we're just going back.
Okay.
Well,
I mean, you were kind of basically on the bottom
yeah.
side of the room, just
the
on an
bottom
upper
left
level.
side probably. There we go. We were looking for the sunflowers here. Because that's the way out. Yep. We need to break these lamps and then build a compass out of them. And then the arrow of the compass will point to where we need to go.
Shoutouts to Gus, who will be using a compass later today.
I did see something in the chat about that before.
He will also not be wearing a red hat. I guess we could mention, like, the bookcase ability is on Cedric's, and of course the parcel tongue, kind of like a panel, it's more of a pillar thing, is
Yep.
Harry's ability.
And here
This
we
room
need to
is
do
really
2 of both.
is really unfortunate because, like, the objective here is to make it so that there's like a map in the middle of the room, and X does not mark the spot. It's the green circle that marks the spot.
But you need to go to all the X's first before the
Yeah.
trigger spawns.
So again, it's not just getting lucky with which things to activate first. I guess it's nice that it's not RNG dependent, but you always have to go through all of them. And it's another place that's really easy to get lost on if you don't have Moonjump.
Yep. Because I just always do the same thing. And it's quite easy. Just fly to the next spot. And then look on the minimap where to go for to finish the level. Oops.
Okay, I don't know what noise is happening in the background of my house, but I apologize for any noise
And this
that came
is
through the
the Revelio that just catches you and doesn't let you go
Yeah.
until you actually reveal it. This is a fun one. So normally you need to do something with the Sphinx. I actually don't know because look at us. We're just flying over. And because I didn't aim well, I didn't hit the trigger. The cup is the trigger there. Normally you hit the trigger earlier. Sorry for the extremely loud noise there.
Yep. So Voldemort, how about that?
Last level. Or last fight here. You
The
start
aim
with
is
dropping a
to-
boulder on his head.
That's a suspiciously grave-looking boulder. Then you have to deal with the Death Eaters. These ones, it is not faster to stun because they only take 2 hits anyway.
I honestly did not realize these were graves. It makes sense, but
Yeah, you kind of are in a graveyard right now.
yeah,
And
I just never laid the connection. You
so
know?
yeah, time will be after the 3rd hit, which won't be dropping a grave on his head.
Yes.
He's got to
Time is when the
2 Death
cutscene
Eaters
starts.
first.
So I will beat him in like a spamming contest,
Yes,
and then
after these Death Eaters.
yeah, and then I beat him, and then it's a couple seconds, and then time ends when the cutscene starts. Here, I just need to spam as fast as possible. And
GG.
time.
Very nicely
That's quite
done.
loud, so let's just skip that. Alright. Thanks for watching the run, everyone. Thanks for helping me commentate this run. Laser tap. And
I did my best.
yeah,
This is a hard game to commentate.
Indeed, indeed it is. But yeah, enjoy the other runs, and I will